Have you ever checked your pocket change and wondered if that 2009 Lincoln penny could actually be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars? Well, in today's video, we're diving deep into the 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial 1-cent coins, the special series that celebrates Abraham Lincoln's 200th birthday and the 100th anniversary of the Lincoln cent. These coins aren't just historical. Some of them are shockingly valuable, and collectors across the United States are still hunting for the rare varieties hiding in plain sight. From the Birthplace design to the Presidency design, every detail on these cents could mean serious money. So make sure you watch this video all the way to the end, because you'll learn exactly which 2009 Lincoln pennies to look for, how to spot the rare ones, and what they've sold for at top auctions. And before we start, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Coins Most Valuable, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out on discovering the next rare coin hiding in your change. Coin number 1. In 2009, something truly historic happened in American coinage. The United States Mint released a special series of Lincoln pennies to honor the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, and one of those designs quickly captured the attention of collectors everywhere. It's the 2009 Lincoln Rail Splitter penny with the D mint mark from Denver. This coin is not only beautifully designed, but it also holds real value. What many people don't know is that certain examples of this penny have sold for hundreds, even over $1,000 at auction. So stay with me through this entire video, because by the end, you'll know exactly why this 2009 D-rail splitting penny is far more than just a common cent. It's a valuable piece of U.S. history you might already have in your pocket. Let's start with where this penny fits in the Lincoln Bicentennial series. In 2009, the Mint released 4 unique reverse designs, each one representing a different chapter in Abraham Lincoln's life. The first was the log cabin penny, showing his humble birthplace in Kentucky. The second, and the one we're talking about today, is the rail splitter design, celebrating Lincoln's early years in Indiana from 1816 to 1830. The third and fourth designs depict his professional life in Illinois and his presidency in Washington, D.C. But among all 4, the rail-splitting penny stands out because it symbolizes Lincoln's hard-working spirit. The story of a young man who split rails by hand to earn a living, developing the determination and character that would later define one of America's greatest presidents. The reverse design of the 2009 rail splitter penny shows a young Abraham Lincoln standing tall, holding a rail in his hands with a mallet by his side. The detailed artwork reflects the hard labor and resilience that shaped his early life on the American frontier. Above Lincoln are the inscriptions, United States of America, E pluribus unum, and 1 cent. On the obverse, we still see Victor David Brenner's timeless portrait of Lincoln that's been on the penny since 1909, along with the date 2009 and the D mint mark just below it, identifying it as a coin struck at the Denver Mint. Now, how many were minted? The 2009 D-rail splitting penny had a mintage of around 363 million coins. That may sound like a lot, but don't let that number fool you. While millions were made, only a fraction have survived in pristine, mint state red condition. Many of these coins were handled, spent, or stored improperly, losing their luster over time. Those still glowing with their original bright red copper shine are the ones that collectors truly seek, and they're the ones that bring the highest value at auctions. When collectors talk about the 2009 D Lincoln Rail Splitter penny, they're often referring to its condition and strike quality. If your coin still has that vibrant red color, no scratches, no spotting, and a sharp, detailed strike showing Lincoln's features and the texture of the rail, then you may have something special. Mint state coins, especially those graded MS 67 red, are considered top-tier examples. And here's where it gets exciting. The highest auction price ever recorded for a 2009 D-rail splitter penny was $1,250, sold by Heritage Auctions. That's over 1,000 times its face value for a 1-cent coin. A perfect example of how condition, rarity, and collector demand can turn an ordinary coin into a miniature fortune. Now, why do some of these coins become so valuable? The key lies in the minting details. The Denver Mint, while known for producing high-quality coins, sometimes struck examples with slight die imperfections, small cracks, doubling on the lettering, or even weak strikes. These variations are subtle, but extremely interesting to collectors who hunt for unique varieties. A 2009 derail splitting penny showing any doubling on the inscriptions or extra metal near the edges could easily sell for more than you'd expect. Some era examples have sold for hundreds of dollars, even in circulated condition. The design itself connects deeply with the American story. In 2009, during the Bicentennial celebration, people across the country were reminded of Lincoln's journey from simple beginnings to national greatness. The rail splitter nickname became legendary in Lincoln's time, representing honesty, hard work, and moral strength, the traits that defined his character. Owning a 2009 derail splitting penny is like holding a tiny piece of that history in your hand, a reminder of the values that built the United States. Now, if you have one of these pennies at home, here's what you should check for. First, look at the color. The brightest red coins, what collectors call red, or RD, are worth the most. Next, look for clean surfaces. Any scratches, carbon spots, or fingerprints can drop the value dramatically. Finally, study the details. Lincoln's hands, the texture of the wood rail, and the fine lines in his shirt. A sharp, crisp strike means your coin was well made and likely stored carefully since 2009. Those are the coins that can bring premium prices. Many people forget that 2009 was also the year of an economic downturn. Fewer new coins entered circulation, and millions of these Lincoln Bicentennial pennies were hoarded or stored away in rolls. Some of those rolls are still sitting unopened today, a treasure waiting to be rediscovered. If you ever come across a bank roll of 2009 Lincoln cents, especially uncirculated ones, it's worth checking every coin carefully. You might find a high-grade rail splitter cent that's worth far more than 1 cent. It's also important to remember that the composition of the coin remains the same as modern cents, 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper plating. But the story and meaning behind the 2009 derail splitting design give it historical and emotional value that far exceeds the metal itself. Collectors love coins that tell stories, and this penny tells one of the most powerful American stories ever minted. Over time, as more collectors focus on modern U.S. coins, these 2009 Bicentennial pennies, especially the Denver issues in perfect condition, will likely continue to gain value. The 2009 derail splitting penny combines symbolism, limited availability in high grades, and a strong collector following. It's not just about the money. It's about owning a piece of history that connects the modern era with Lincoln's legacy. Think about it. A coin that costs just 1 cent to spend could be worth over $1,000 if preserved in flawless condition. That's why coin enthusiasts across America are still searching through their old jars, drawers, and rolls for that perfect 2009 derail splitting penny. It's proof that valuable coins don't have to be old. They just need the right combination of rarity, quality, and story. So the next time you're sorting through your change, look for that 2009 penny with a small d under the date and the image of Lincoln holding a rail. Hold it up to the light. If it shines bright red and looks untouched, you might have something incredibly special. The highest recorded price, remember, was $1,250 for a single 2009 derail splitter penny in perfect MS 67 red condition. That's an incredible return for a coin that most people overlook every single day. This coin stands as a reminder that sometimes history hides in plain sight, in your pocket, in your drawer, or in a forgotten coin jar. The 2009 Lincoln rail splitting penny is more than just change. It's a symbol of hard work, resilience, and the American dream, all captured in copper and zinc. And if you're lucky enough to find one in top condition, it could also be a small treasure worth far more than you imagine. Coin number 2. In 2009, the United States Mint celebrated one of the most important figures in American history, Abraham Lincoln, by releasing a special 4-coin penny series honoring the 200th anniversary of his birth. And among those coins, one design stood out for representing the moment Lincoln's career truly began to rise. The 2009 Professional Life penny with the D mint mark from the Denver Mint. This coin doesn't just capture history. It can actually be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. depending on its condition. So stay with me through this entire video, because we're going to uncover the full story, the hidden details, and the shocking highest price ever recorded for the 2009 Lincoln Professional Life Penny, a coin that proves even a simple 1-cent piece can be a valuable treasure. The 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial Cent Program was one of the most celebrated events in modern U.S. coinage. It featured 4 reverse designs, each representing a major chapter in Abraham Lincoln's life. The first showed his humble beginnings in Kentucky. The second, known as the Rail Splitter, captured his hard-working years in Indiana. The third design, the one we're talking about today, represents his professional life in Illinois. And the fourth shows his presidency in Washington, D.C. Each of these designs tells part of the incredible story of Lincoln's rise from a log cabin to the White House. The 2009 Lincoln Professional Life Penny shows Abraham Lincoln standing in front of the Illinois State Capitol building, dressed as a lawyer and statesman, representing his time in Springfield where his political journey began. The reverse inscription reads, United States of America, E pluribus unum, and 1 cent, all beautifully arranged around this detailed scene of Lincoln's professional years. On the obverse, we still have Victor David Brenner's classic portrait of Lincoln that has been used on the penny since 1909, along with the date 2009 and the D mint mark just below, identifying it as struck at the Denver Mint. Now, let's talk about how many of these coins were minted. The 2009 Lincoln Professional Life Penny had a total mintage of around 336 million coins. That's a big number, but as every serious collector knows, mintage doesn't tell the full story. Most of these coins entered circulation and were quickly spent, scratched, and worn. Finding one in perfect, uncirculated condition, what collectors call mint state red, is much harder than most people think. And that's exactly what drives the value of this coin up in the collector market. When it comes to this 2009 Professional Life Penny, condition is everything. A typical circulated example is worth only 1 cent, maybe a few cents if it has nice color. But a pristine example, with brilliant red luster, no marks, no spots, and sharp detail, can be worth real money. In fact, the most valuable examples are graded MS 67 red, and those are the coins that bring premium prices. The highest auction price ever recorded for a 2009 Lincoln Professional Life Penny was a stunning $1,250, sold by Heritage Auctions. Imagine that, a 1-cent coin worth over $1,000 because of its flawless condition and collector demand. Now, why does this coin matter so much to collectors? Because it captures one of the most transformative moments in Lincoln's life. His years in Springfield, Illinois, were where he built his reputation as an honest lawyer, gained respect as a speaker, and laid the foundation for his path to the presidency. The 2009 Professional Life Penny represents not only his career, but his journey toward leadership, and that emotional connection is one reason this coin has become a favorite among collectors of all ages. Let's dive a bit deeper into what makes the 2009 Professional Life Penny valuable. First, check the color. Bright red coins are worth the most. Coins that have turned brown or dull over time lose collector appeal and value. Second, check for die varieties or mint errors. Some coins may show slight doubling on the lettering or small die cracks around the Capitol building or Lincoln's figure. These rare varieties can raise a coin's value even higher, especially when verified by experts. Third, look for sharp strikes. The clearer the design details, the better. A crisp image of Lincoln's coat folds, facial features, and the Capitol's columns means the coin was well struck and carefully preserved. Another interesting fact is that the 2009 penny series came at a time when the U.S. Mint was transitioning its designs. The 2009 Bicentennial series was the last time multiple reverse designs appeared before the introduction of the shield reverse in 2010. This makes these coins a bridge between two major eras of U.S. coin history, which adds to their long-term collector appeal. The Denver Mint, known for producing high-quality coins, gave us this 2009 version that remains one of the most sought-after modern Lincoln cents. Even though hundreds of millions were made, the survival rate of perfect condition coins is very low. Most coins have tiny nicks from being bagged and shipped, or they've oxidized over the years. That's why coins graded MS 66 or MS 67 red are rare and valuable. It's those few examples that end up breaking auction records, like that $1,250 sale we mentioned earlier. Now here's something most people overlook. In 2009, the economy was struggling, and coin production slowed down. Many people began hoarding newly released pennies, especially the special bicentennial designs. Some collectors saved entire rolls straight from the bank, and those rolls can still be found today in safes, attics, or storage boxes. If you come across an unopened 2009 D-penny roll, especially one marked Professional Life, it could hold multiple uncirculated examples that are worth examining closely. If you want to check whether your coin might be valuable, look under bright light and tilt the coin slowly. A real mint state coin will show consistent red shine across both sides, with no dull patches. Inspect the Capitol building's details. The windows, the roofline, and Lincoln's features should all appear sharp. If the coin looks perfect to the naked eye, it might just be worth submitting for professional evaluation, though even without grading, these coins can attract strong prices among collectors online. The 2009 D Professional Life penny is more than just a commemorative design. It's a tribute to Lincoln's rise, from a self-taught lawyer to one of the most respected figures in American history. It symbolizes ambition, growth, and the power of perseverance. And because of its meaning, collectors consider it one of the most inspiring and historically rich coins of the entire Lincoln Cent series. So how valuable can your 2009 D Professional Life penny really be? Let's summarize. Circulated examples might be worth face value, while shiny, uncirculated coins could bring anywhere from a few dollars up to hundreds. And that one record-breaking coin sold for $1,250, showing what's possible when you have the right coin in the right condition. Over time, these coins could become even more valuable as more collectors look back at the 2009 Bicentennial series as a milestone in U.S. coinage. Every penny from this series tells a chapter of Lincoln's life, but the Professional Life design truly captures the moment his destiny began to unfold. So the next time you check your spare change, look closely for the 2009 penny with the D mint mark and the image of Lincoln standing before the Illinois state capitol. You might be holding a piece of American history, and if it's in mint red perfection, you might also be holding a small fortune. The 2009 D Lincoln Professional Life penny continues to remind us that even the smallest coins can carry the biggest stories, and sometimes the biggest surprises. Keep your eyes open, check every penny, and remember, not all treasures are gold or silver. Some are bright, copper red, and worth far more than 1 cent. Coin number 3. In 2009, the United States Mint released one of the most symbolic and meaningful Lincoln cents ever produced, the 2009 Lincoln Presidency penny with the D mint mark. This coin doesn't just mark the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It represents the peak of his legacy, the height of his leadership, and the story of a man who changed the course of American history. What makes it even more fascinating is that this penny, minted in Denver, can be worth hundreds or even over $1,000 today. So stay with me through this entire video, because by the end, you'll understand exactly why this coin is so valuable, what makes it special, and the highest price it has ever sold for at auction. The 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial series was a historic moment for the U.S. Mint and for coin collectors across America. For different reverse designs were released that year, each one representing a chapter in Abraham Lincoln's life story. The first was the Kentucky log cabin design, his birthplace. The second was the rail splitter design, his hard-working youth in Indiana. The third was the Professional Life design, his years as a lawyer and statesman in Illinois. And finally, the fourth and last coin in the series, the one we're talking about, the Presidency design, symbolizing his service as the 16th President of the United States in Washington, D.C. The reverse of the 2009 D Presidency penny shows the United States Capitol dome, but not as we see it today. It's shown in its unfinished state, exactly how it appeared when Lincoln took office in 1861. This was a powerful design choice. The unfinished dome symbolized a divided nation. But Lincoln, even in the middle of Civil War, insisted that the construction of the dome continue. He believed completing the capital would show the world that the Union would survive. That's what this design represents: unity, hope, and perseverance during one of the darkest periods in American history. On the obverse, we still see the familiar image of Lincoln created by Victor David Brenner back in 1909, the portrait that has been on the penny for over a century. Below the date 2009, you'll find a small D mint mark, identifying it as a coin struck at the Denver Mint. Together, the obverse and reverse of this coin tell one of the greatest stories in American history, a story of leadership, courage, and the fight to hold a nation together. Now let's talk about how many were made. The 2009 D. Lincoln Presidency penny had a total mintage of around 198 million coins. That sounds like a huge number, but as every experienced collector knows, mintage doesn't always equal availability, especially in perfect condition. Most of these coins entered everyday circulation, where they were exposed to scratches, dirt, and oxidation. The few examples that remain in perfect, uncirculated condition, bright, red, and spotless, are the ones that collectors chase and pay big money for. Condition, as always, is everything. Circulated coins are typically worth only 1 cent, but uncirculated examples, with that beautiful red copper luster, can bring strong premiums. Coins graded MS, 66 red or higher, are especially rare. And here's the exciting part. The highest auction price ever recorded for a 2009 D. Lincoln Presidency penny was an impressive $1,450, sold by Heritage Auctions for a coin graded MS, 67 red. That's more than 1,000 times its face value. A modern coin turned into a serious collector's prize. But how does a coin like this reach such high value? The answer lies in a combination of beauty, rarity, and symbolism. The 2009 D. Penny's design carries deep historical meaning, and collectors love coins that connect directly to the American story. The Denver Mint also produced some of the sharpest strikes that year, meaning the best examples show incredible detail, from the fine lines of the Capitol dome to the delicate texture of Lincoln's coat. When a coin displays that level of perfection and retains its original red brilliance, it becomes something special, a masterpiece in miniature. Let's look at what to check if you think you have one of these coins. First, inspect the color. Collectors grade Lincoln cents based on their color: red RD, red-brown RB, and brown BN. Red coins are the most desirable, showing the bright copper tone, just as they left the mint. Next, examine the surface. Even tiny contact marks, spots, or stains can lower value. A flawless surface with mirror-like shine is what auction buyers are looking for. Finally, check the details. On a high-quality strike, you can clearly see every architectural line of the Capitol dome and every feature on Lincoln's portrait. Some 2009 D. Presidency pennies also show interesting mint errors or die varieties, which can increase their value even more. Examples include die cracks, doubling on the lettering or the dome, or extra metal marks. These small variations make each coin unique and highly collectible. If you ever find a 2009 D. penny with these traits, it's worth examining closely. Some of these errors have sold for hundreds of dollars all by themselves. What's fascinating about the 2009 Bicentennial series is how it bridges two major eras of American coinage. It was the final series before the 2010 introduction of the shield reverse design, which still appears on today's pennies. That makes these four 2009 designs, especially the Presidency penny, a historical transition, the last of their kind. Collectors love coins that represent the end of an era, and this one certainly does. The Denver Mint, known for its precise coinage, produced the D. mint mark issues that many collectors prefer for their sharp detail and bright red copper finish. However, even within that group, very few coins survive in truly pristine condition. The coins that achieve MS 67 red are the rare elite, the kind that end up in major auctions, where bidding can easily push into four-figure territory. That's how the $1,450 record was set, and as demand continues to rise, future auction results could go even higher. Now let's talk about where to find these coins. Many collectors still have rolls of 2009 pennies stored away, purchased directly from the U.S. Mint or saved from circulation. If you ever come across a sealed roll marked 2009 D. Lincoln cents, especially labeled Presidency. Don't open it carelessly. Those rolls could contain dozens of uncirculated coins with beautiful red luster, potential treasures hiding in plain sight. Even if they don't reach four-figure value individually, high-grade examples can bring strong prices when sold as a set or part of a mint roll. Another tip: if you have a 2009 Presidency penny that still looks shiny and uncirculated, handle it carefully by the edges. Never touch the surface with your fingers. Copper coins can discolor easily from skin oils, and even a light fingerprint can lower its value. Store it in a protective holder or 2x2 coin flip to preserve its condition and prevent further oxidation. The brighter and cleaner it remains, the more desirable it becomes over time. The 2009 Lincoln Presidency penny is more than just a piece of change. It's a story frozen in metal. It represents Lincoln's journey from humble beginnings to the most powerful office in the nation, and it carries a message of unity and resilience that still inspires collectors today. Every time you look at that unfinished Capitol dome on the back, you're reminded of how Lincoln kept the country together during its most divided era. And that makes this small coin one of the most meaningful designs ever struck by the U.S. Mint. So if you ever find a 2009 Lincoln penny with that beautiful dome on the reverse, take a closer look. That little D under the date could mean your penny came straight from the Denver Mint. And if it still shines bright red, with no scratches or spots, it could be worth far more than 1 cent. Remember, the highest auction record stands at $1,450, and as collector interest continues to grow, that number could easily rise in the years ahead. This coin reminds us that even the smallest objects can hold incredible stories, and sometimes incredible value. The 2009 Lincoln Presidency penny is a true modern treasure, a coin that connects America's past with its present, and a reminder that history is often right in the palm of your hand. Keep checking your change, your old rolls, and your coin jars, because you never know when you might find one of these valuable pennies shining back at you. Coin number 4. In 2003, the United States Mint released a penny that most Americans used every single day. Yet very few ever stopped to notice how special it really was. The 2003 Lincoln penny with no mint mark might look like an ordinary coin, but it carries hidden details, secret varieties, and in rare conditions, can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. In fact, one pristine example of this 2003 Lincoln cent sold for a jaw-dropping $1,265 at auction. That's over 100,000 times its face value. So stay tuned until the very end of this video, because what looks like just another penny could actually be one of the most valuable modern coins sitting right in your pocket right now. The 2003 penny belongs to one of the most iconic series in American coinage, the Lincoln Memorial Cent. This design, which ran from 1959 to 2008, honored both Abraham Lincoln and his enduring legacy. On the obverse, you'll find the classic portrait of President Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. The same design first introduced in 1909 for the centennial of Lincoln's birth. It's a design that has now been seen on billions of coins, yet each year carries small differences, striking variations, and minting errors that can make certain coins incredibly valuable. Now, you might be wondering, what does no mint mark actually mean? The answer is simple. A 2003 Lincoln penny with no mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Philadelphia has traditionally produced coins without any mint mark on them, and this is the key detail that distinguishes it from the 2003 Lincoln penny, which was minted in Denver and carries the D under the date. So if your 2003 penny has no letter under the year, you're holding a genuine Philadelphia issue. And in some cases, that makes a world of difference in value. The 2003 no mint mark Lincoln penny was struck in huge quantities. Over 3.3 billion coins were made at the Philadelphia Mint that year. But as every collector knows, mintage numbers don't tell the full story. Most of those coins went straight into circulation, where they got scratched, discolored, and worn down by everyday use. Only a small percentage were preserved in pristine condition, coins that never saw the inside of a pocket, wallet, or cash register. And those perfect survivors are the ones that bring serious money at auction today. The composition of the 2003 Lincoln penny is also important to note. It's made of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, with a thin outer layer of copper plating. That's very different from older pennies made before 1982, which were mostly solid copper. Because of this newer composition, these coins are lighter and more vulnerable to scratches, toning, and environmental damage. That's why finding a flawless 2003 penny in original red, mint-fresh condition is so rare, and that's what drives collectors wild. Let's talk about value, the part everyone wants to know. Circulated examples of the 2003 Lincoln penny with no mint mark are usually worth just face value. However, when you find one in uncirculated or mint state condition, the value increases dramatically. Coins graded MS 67 red or higher by professional coin grading standards can sell for hundreds of dollars. And the record breaker, a stunning MS 69 red example, the finest known, sold for a remarkable $1,265 at auction. That sale turned an ordinary-looking penny into a small fortune. Now, what made that coin so valuable? It was all about condition, color, and strike quality. The red designation means the coin still had its original bright copper luster, untouched by oxidation. The strike was crisp, with sharp details in Lincoln's hair, coat, and the lettering. And most importantly, it was completely free of spots, marks, or toning. A perfect time capsule from 2003. Coins like that are incredibly rare because even minor contact marks from the minting or handling process can lower the grade and value drastically. So how can you tell if your 2003 Lincoln penny with no mint mark might be worth more than 1 cent? Start by checking its color and shine. If it's bright red and looks brand new, you might have something special. Next, look closely for any minting errors or varieties. Even small errors can make a huge difference in value. Some known varieties from this year include die cracks, off-center strikes, misaligned dies, and plating bubbles caused by imperfections in the copper layer. These rare minting mistakes can increase a penny's value dramatically, sometimes to hundreds of dollars or more depending on how visible and unusual the error is. You should also examine the details on Lincoln's portrait and the Lincoln Memorial building on the reverse. On a perfectly struck coin, you'll see clear, sharp details, Lincoln's eye, beard, and coat lines on the front, and the individual columns of the memorial on the back. Inside the memorial, under magnification, you should even be able to see a tiny statue of Lincoln, one of the most fascinating hidden design elements of this series. If those features are crisp and fully visible, that's another strong indicator of a high-grade strike. Now, let's go deeper into what makes the 2003 no mint mark Lincoln cent special to collectors. This was one of the final years before the massive design change in 2009, when the U.S. Mint switched to the Lincoln Bicentennial series. That means the 2003 penny is part of the final generation of classic memorial cents, coins that define nearly 50 years of American coinage history. Collectors often focus on these late memorial years because they mark the end of an era, and perfect specimens from this period are becoming harder to find with each passing year. Interestingly, the Philadelphia Mint is known for having slightly softer strikes than Denver on some modern pennies. That makes a perfectly struck 2003 no mint mark coin even rarer. Many coins from this year show light weakness in the memorial steps or Lincoln's hair. Finding a coin with full, sharp detail on both sides is an accomplishment, and that's exactly the kind of detail that can turn a common penny into a $1,000 collectible. If you're searching through your pocket change or coin rolls, here's what you should do. Look for bright, untarnished examples. Use a magnifying glass to check for die cracks or doubled lettering, especially around Liberty or In God We Trust. Store any high-quality examples in a protective coin holder to prevent discoloration. And if you think you found an exceptional coin, it might be worth sending it to a grading service for evaluation. That's how coins reach those top-tier auction prices. Beyond its monetary value, the 2003 Lincoln penny with no mint mark carries powerful symbolism. It's a continuation of a coin that has told America's story for more than a century. From the wheat ears of 1909 to the memorial steps of 1959 and beyond, the Lincoln cent has been a symbol of unity, progress, and the enduring strength of the nation. The 2003 issue, in its clean and simple form, represents a modern chapter of that same legacy. And remember, not all treasures are old or gold. Sometimes, the most valuable coins are the ones we see every day, but never truly look at. The 2003 Lincoln penny with no mint mark is proof of that. Whether it's a near-perfect mint state coin worth over $1,000 or a simple coin that connects us to history, it's a reminder that every penny has a story. And sometimes, that story is worth more than you ever imagined. So the next time you get change at the store, or you're going through a coin jar at home, take a closer look at those pennies. Because hidden among them could be a 2003 no mint mark Lincoln penny, one that shines a little brighter, looks a little sharper, and might just be one of the rarest and most valuable modern pennies in America today. The record stands at $1,265, but who knows? Your coin could be the next one to make history. Keep watching and collecting, because even in the smallest coins, there's big value and big history waiting to be discovered. And that's what makes coins like the 2003 no mint mark Lincoln penny truly priceless. Before you go, don't forget, every coin has a story, and every story has hidden value waiting to be discovered. If you enjoyed learning about these rare Lincoln pennies and what makes them so valuable, then you're going to love my previous video on Jefferson nickels. It's packed with incredible finds, shocking auction prices, and coins you might already have sitting in your pocket right now. Click over and watch that next. It's the perfect follow-up for serious collectors and everyday treasure hunters across America. And while you're here, make sure to subscribe to my channel, Coins Most Valuable, so you never miss a new episode about rare U.S. coins, hidden mint errors, and collector secrets that most people overlook. If this video helped you, hit that like button, share it with your friends and coin groups, and drop a comment below telling me which coin you want me to cover next. Your feedback keeps this channel growing and helps more collectors discover these amazing finds. Thanks for watching. Keep checking your change. And remember, that next valuable coin could be waiting right in your hands.